Today we're gonna be reacting to a historic copycat, but it's Roblox. Onca. Let's see if their emotional stories are better than his stories.
A pilot had a seizure mid-flight and the plane started going down. The flight attendant ran down the aisle screaming if anyone had flying experience. Nobody moved, but then a woman stood up and pointed at her 12-year-old son sitting next to her, playing a flight simulator on his laptop. He was flying the exact same model as this plane.
Don't tell me this 12-year-old literally takes over the pilot seat and boom, happy story. I'm predicting.
Businessman jumped up and said he was not letting some random kid land this plane, but then the nose dipped further and everyone went silent. They rushed the boy to the cockpit.
Bro, if the nose went dip further, bro, I'm pretty sure everyone will be falling downwards.
He climbed into the seat, put on the headset, and air traffic control came over the radio. When they realized they were talking to a child, they were terrified. Then
hey, bro had to lock in, man.
they started giving instructions, but his hands were already moving precisely before they finished each sentence. The wheels hit the runway hard, and the cabin screamed as the plane shook and rolled to a stop. Then the boy took off the headset, and as everyone cried out of happiness, he turned to his mom and said,
"It was 7 out of 10, Mom. The landing was a little rough."
If this is real, yo, can we get the best award, hero saver award for this kid? Alright, first video, it's not bad. It's similar to Baseplate, which has similar emotional story Roblox animations. But we'll see if they're better than his story or Zacty Films.
a woman was at the park with her daughter when she noticed a man sitting alone on a bench near the playground.
No, this guy's not up to good, bruh.
No stroller and no child with him, just
You just know bro's in a freaking playground looking at kids.
sitting there with his eyes fixed on the climbing frame. When her daughter ran over to play, he stood up and followed slowly along the fence. She grabbed her daughter's hand and stayed close. The woman next to her leaned and said that he was there every day, scanning the kids. They both watched him crouch near the smaller kids and stare. The other woman...
Yo, why is bro just staring like that? Like, that's just actually so odd. Maybe there's a plot twist. There's gotta be a plot
all the
twist.
kids and stare. The other woman already held her phone, ready to call the police, when a little boy slipped from the top bar and started falling. The man was already running towards him, and he caught the boy right before he hit the ground. The boy's father ran over, and the man handed him his son and said, "I'm here every day because my son hit his head falling from this same bar 3 years ago and lost his life, but I won't let it happen to anyone else."
Wait, I've seen this story before. I'm pretty sure her story did this no, hold on. It's this clip. I literally remember. It's this creepy guy, or I thought that was creepy, just standing there looking at the kids.
Wait, it's a grandpa.
Right?
It's grandpa though.
And I knew something had to be wrong.
See, something I did wrong. It's honestly the same concept, but just like different content. But honestly, I respect it. Bro got 17 million views. Hey, yo, I'd be copying too sometimes.
A group of 5th grade girls decided to kill their friend after he hugged another girl at school. A group of 5th grade girls
5th grade? Bro, in 5th grade, I was literally like picking my boogers or something like that.
decided to kill their friend after he hugged another girl at school. They called
There's gotta be some extreme jealousy.
it cheating, and their plan was to get him alone in the school bathroom, put on gloves, and punish him for his betrayal. The
Yo, this can't be real. I'm sorry. Yo,
leader then said she would write a horrible note afterward and leave it with the body, so it would look like he did it to himself. The plan
Alright, yo, these are some crazy girls, y'all.
was fully formed and ready to go, but they made a big mistake. You see, they were talking about it in the school cafeteria, and another girl overheard them and went speechless. She told her parents as soon as she arrived home, and they called 911. The next morning, police came to the school and arrested the group, and they were
Thank goodness, bro.
for each sentenced to a juvenile correctional facility for 5 years.
Wait, is this real? Bro, I don't know, bro. Honestly, like, this is a good concept. Like, they have, like, the story and then some sort of clip at the end to show if it's real.
A boy with diabetes had a blood sugar crash in the middle of his final exam. He raised his hand and asked his teacher to take his tablets from his bag.
Please tell me that the teacher allows him. But you know what's gonna happen? The teacher won't. The teacher's gonna be like, no, you can't open your bag.
But the teacher told him he was faking it for extra time, confiscated the bag, and told him to get out. He collapsed in the hallway 10 minutes later. He woke up in the hospital, missed the exam, and lost the scholarship he'd spent over 3 years to prepare for.
There's no way. Okay, nah, this is crazy.
School sided with the teacher, and his parents couldn't afford a lawyer, but he didn't let it pass. He spent the next 8 years putting himself through medical school and became a diabetes specialist. One afternoon, a man rushed his 12-year-old son into the emergency room, barely conscious and also diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. The doctor stabilized the boy in under an hour, walked out, and found his old teacher standing in the hallway.
Old teacher staying in the hallway, bro. If that was the old teacher, yo, I'm pulling the plug on that guy, bro. You know what? Bro had diabetes, right? I'm injecting sugar.
He later learned that the teacher was the boy's mother, but he didn't want to make her suffer like he had. A girl spotted a man chilling in his car with his foot hanging out the window and decided it would be...
Hey, bro, it was just sunbathing, bro. It just reminds me of that one girl that literally tanned her coochie. Yeah, I'm not even joking. Like, hold up. Where the sun don't shine. Look at this. A woman claims she boosted her libido by sunbathing her coochie 2 hours a day.
window and decided it would would be funny to sneak up and tickle it. She ran back to her boyfriend laughing until the car door opened, and that's when their jaws dropped. A big tattooed man stepped out and walked straight toward them with a dead serious face and pounded on her window to roll it down. They
Hey, bro, run him over, bro.
panicked and hit the gas.
Hey.
When they checked the mirror, he was right behind them, weaving through traffic to keep up. He caught them
Holy freaking
weaving through traffic to keep
damn! Hey, nah, you're cooked.
up. He caught them at a red light, but they ran it. He followed them all the way to their driveway, stepped out, and walked up to her window one more time. She was terrified, and both of them were praying at that point. He leaned in close and told her to get a little closer because he had something to say. When she finally leaned in, he reached through the window, tickled her neck, and said,
Got you back. Got you back. Are you kidding me?
What? Well, hold on, let's take a look here. So we have the tickle prank turns into road rage. All right, right here, this one. All right, so bro is just tickling her pee. Okay.
That was a dude. That was fully
Oh
a
shit,
dude.
shit, shit.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
he's coming. He's
Oh
coming. He's
my
coming.
God.
Stop.
What do I do?
Oh shit.
What do I do?
He looks dangerous.
All right, bro. All right, this is fake out video.
every morning since his brother died, his mother opened the bedroom door and said,
Good morning, murderer.
she made him write apology letters every week and read
This
them
is giving me his story, rage bait flashbacks. Cause I bet this mom is a freaking stupid
at
character.
the grave
Rage
while
bait
she
character.
cried behind him. He was 9 years old, and he believed her because she was his mother. When he was 14, his therapist said something that stopped him cold.
If you have no memory of hurting him, something is wrong with the story.
That evening, when she wasn't home, he searched the house and found a sealed envelope in the back of his mother's cabinet. It was his brother's autopsy report. Cause of death, severe allergic reaction after the mother gave him a peanut butter sandwich. Completely shocked, he called his dad for the first time in 5 years.
Why did the dad have to get milk like that,
The one his
bro?
mother said hated him. His dad picked up and immediately started crying. He got to the house before she got home. When she walked through the
Yo, this family's in shambles. I feel bad, bro. You have a dad that didn't come back in 5 years, and this mother's lying her
door,
off.
they were both standing in the living room holding the report. She lunged at his dad with a knife and started screaming that he had planted it, but the boy managed to call 911 before she could hurt his dad. The cops arrested her on the spot, and as the boy watched from the doorway, his dad pulled him in and held him as hard as he could, apologizing for every missed moment of the last 5 years.
What the frick? Ain't no way, bro.
A kidnapper grabbed an 8-year-old girl in her own backyard and slapped his hand over her mouth so she couldn't scream. But this little girl wasn't going down easy, so she bit down on his hand as hard as she could and ripped herself free. She took off running and started screaming as he chased after her. That's when her 13-year-old brother heard the noise from inside the house. His
What?
heart dropped. He didn't know what to do.
That's
Then
scary.
he spotted his slingshot. He rushed to his bedroom window, took aim, and nailed the kidnapper right in the head. But the man still kept chasing her. So Owen quickly loaded another rock, fired again, and hit him in the chest. The second shot finally stopped the kidnapper, giving Emma just enough time to escape. When he told his mom he'd saved his sister with a slingshot, she laughed it off. Then the cops caught the guy, covered in bruises, and realized the kid wasn't making it up.
Wait, I'm pretty sure I've seen this story. Wait, your uncle, bro. You might be cooking, bro. I don't know where, but I just know this story is somewhere true. His story, bro. Yo, you might have to mix up some truth stories, bro. Like Onca.
A man was arrested after surveillance footage appeared to show him pushing a woman onto the train tracks. He told
That's so
onto
brutal.
the train tracks. He told police he was trying to help her, not harm her, and nobody believed him.
That's a hard case you gotta get out of, bro.
When he was brought in for questioning, he lost control and assaulted the officer.
Oh!
Giving him 15 years. Almost 5 years later, the officer who handled the case pulled up the footage one more time out of curiosity. And when he watched it again more carefully, his heart sank.
Oh, frick you. People who go to jail for false accusations and then just waste 5 years or what, 20 years of their life. Bro, whoever persecuted the person with the false accusations deserves to receive the same punishment. I don't care, bro.
The man hadn't been pushing the woman. He had been holding her back. She had been standing at the edge deliberately because she had significant debt and had gone there to end her life. The man had grabbed her and tried to pull her away, but she pushed herself free from his grip just as the train came through. The officer rushed to the prison immediately, but it was too late because the man had taken his own life 3 days earlier. And in the end, his only crime had been trying to save someone who didn't want to be saved.
Wait, that's a brutal ending. Y'all saw that? Oh, bro. Oh, my days, bruh.
A car slammed into a 7-year-old girl at full speed and launched her nearly 30 feet across the street.
What the frick?
A car
Wait.
slammed into a 7-year-old girl at full speed and launched her nearly 30 feet across the
Damn.
street. Everyone thought she was dead, but a few seconds later, she just stood up, dusted herself off, and ran to hug her mom. You see,
What are we, like Superwoman or Supergirl? What?
when Olivia Farnsworth was a baby, her parents noticed something was seriously different about her because she almost never cried.
Oh.
And one day, she accidentally bit straight through her own lip, like a chunk of it was completely hanging off.
Thank goodness this was made in an animation, because if you really saw it in real life, that's a terrible sight to see. I have a feeling she just doesn't feel pain, and that's really bad.
But instead of screaming or crying, she just sat there completely calm while doctors stitched her up fully awake. Then, after she survived being hit by a car, doctors finally realized something was serious.
She can't feel,
wrong.
yeah.
They discovered Olivia was born with an extremely rare chromosome.
She can't feel
disorder.
pain.
She doesn't feel pain.
Oh my gosh, I knew it.
She doesn't feel hunger or thirst, and she never gets tired, sometimes staying awake for 3 days straight. And doctors say she's the only known person in the world with all 3 conditions at the same time. So, she might genuinely be the closest thing to a real-life superhero humanity has ever seen.
Holy yo, is this real, bro? Hold on. Oh my days. Yo, Onca stories, bro. You might be the best stories. I'm not joking, y'all.
A doctor became obsessed with a dying patient who never returned his feelings. But in his mind...
That's so creepy, bro. A doctor became obsessed with a dying patient because they didn't return the feelings. That's... bro, so weird.
That didn't matter because he had decided she was going to be his wife.
What?
After she passed, he visited her tomb every night for 2 years, and eventually visiting wasn't enough. So one night he
No. Don't tell me she digs up. They get married right there and then.
opened the tomb, placed her body in a small toy wagon, and wheeled her home through the dark to hold her together.
That is so creepy. Y'all can realize. Just imagine, like, there's a guy down the street walking and casually carrying a dead body in a red wagon.
He wired her decaying bones with piano strings and
Yo, this guy's a doctor, so he knows the limits of the body.
replaced her rotting skin with wax-soaked silk. He placed glass eyes in her sockets, dressed her in a wedding
Glass eyes. Yo, you're literally, that's a little corpse.
gown and slept beside her every night for
Oh, hell nah. Imagine her soul watching above, looking at this, and like, just wish she could just go jumping back into life and just smack the hell out of this doctor.
7 years. It only ended when a neighbor looked through his window and saw him slow dancing with a corpse. And even as police led him out of the house, he remained completely calm, fully convinced that his bride was still alive.
That's so creepy. Bro, no way this is real, right? No way this is real. I don't believe it. Oh my gosh. Yo, that is... Okay, now we're getting to the good part. Yo, I just got... Bro, my goosebumps just went crazy, y'all.
An 11-year-old boy was home alone with his younger siblings when 2 men broke through the front door. The moment he...
What the heck? Was that Cloud?
11-year-old
The Cloud
boy was home alone
logo?
with his younger siblings when 2 men
Bro, this is Cloud, bro.
broke through the front door.
Hey, yeah,
Inside, he moved his siblings to a hiding spot, grabbed his father's gun from the bedroom, and waited in the corner of the hallway. The men moved
Holy, this is why y'all gotta teach the kids to play video games. This is actually crazy, but let's go.
slowly through the house room by room. The boy stepped out from the corner,
Boom!
aimed at them to get out. They saw how small he was and moved toward him, assuming the gun wasn't real. But suddenly, he pulled the trigger. One of them dropped on the spot, and the other one ran straight out of the house. He was found injured in a neighbor's yard 20 minutes later and arrested on the spot. When police made sure the siblings were safe, they asked the boy why he did it, and he said he wasn't gonna let anyone touch his family.
Sheesh. That's insane, bro. If that's true, that's insane, bro. Yo, all them gun video games that boy played was just for that moment.
This boy showed up to school every single day for 12 years straight. Rain, snowstorms, or fever.
Rose in Brookhaven, bro.
Eventually,
Rose
his
in
perfect attendance
Brookhaven.
became so legendary, the school decided to honor him at graduation. But when
Bro, I'm pretty sure there's a little reward for this, bro. Like, even in, like, my school, perfect attendance, bro, that's so dumb. I mean, it's good. Actually, it's good because it means that you're consistent.
the principal asked him how he managed to never miss a single day, the boy's answer left the entire auditorium silent. When he was 6, his mother dropped him off one morning and never came back. Police searched for months but never found her, and they assumed she was dead. But the boy refused to believe it. Every morning before she disappeared, she would tell him the same thing.
I'll be waiting when school is over.
So he convinced himself that if he ever skipped school, that would be the day she finally came back and he wasn't going to risk it. The room was already in tears when a woman appeared at the back of the auditorium. The boy turned around and immediately dropped the microphone. The woman had just been identified 3 months earlier after suffering memory loss from an accident that happened the same day she disappeared. She had spent 12 years trying to remember who she was, and the first place she came after getting her memory back was her son's graduation.
Bro, that was just an emotional roller coaster, bro. I was about to tear, bro. Yo, that was a good story, bro. Cause like anytime, I feel so bad for people that have to deal with relatives that have memory loss, or is it Alzheimer's, where you like doesn't remember their family member's name. So disheartening, so sad to see, bro.
A father locked his 1-year-old daughter inside a hot car with the keys
Oh,
still in the
no.
ignition and called 911 in a panic. Police arrived within minutes but couldn't get the door open without risking the window and the child. A group of prisoners doing community service on the roadside nearby walked over and asked if they could help. One of them took a coat hanger, bent it into a hook in about 10 seconds, and slid it through a gap at the top of the window frame. He worked it slowly and precisely toward the unlock button, while 2 officers stood directly behind him, watching every move. The door clicked open in under 2 minutes. The baby was lifted out safe, and the father broke down on the spot. The sheriff told reporters that he gave the prisoners full permission the moment he saw what they were doing, because
Full permission with freaking a gun behind their back.
he recognized the skill immediately, but it was the exact same skill that had gotten
Ah. That's crazy though.
This man literally escaped the country's most secure prison with a bowl of soup. You see, a man was accused of a murder he didn't even commit and thrown into a cell. Within months, he had found a thin steel wire, picked the lock on his cell, and walked out. Guards caught him and brought him back, and his cell was upgraded, but it didn't matter. He spotted a ventilation shaft in the ceiling, unscrewed the...
Yo, whoever constructed this freaking prison, yo, you gotta go to prison. Because, yo, a ventilation? Bro, you don't need no ventilation, bro. Just have the hallway.
Cover over several weeks and pulled himself through, but they caught him again. This time, they fitted him with heavy shackles on both his wrists and ankles and considered the problem
hell
solved.
nah.
Every day, they brought him soup, and every day he poured it slowly over the lock on his shackles and over the lock of his cell. The salt from the soup corroded the metal, and over months, the iron rusted through. He snapped the lock, removed the chains, and walked out of prison for the third time and was never recaptured. Japan eventually cleared his name.
Japan?
Today, there is a statue of him in his hometown.
What the freak? Yo, bro. This is an insane thinking, long-term plan. Bro, I swear, F students are the inventors, bro. Yeah, there you guys have it, bro. Onca stories. Yo, I don't lie. First half of the video, I was hating. But second half, these videos were actually fire. If you guys want to see more content like this, click the video here and go subscribe to Onca YT.